Hi guys, happy new year. Happy new year. I hope you guys are having a good start to your year. I know I'm a little bit late because it's like end of Jan, but technically it's still the beginning of the year. So it's better late than never. You know what I mean? But I hope you guys are having a good start to your year. I hope you're doing your vision boards, your New Year's resolutions, writing down your goals, manifesting, child. I hope you're doing all that cute stuff because I live for that. Self-improvement, setting goals, and just like making our lives a little bit more better and making life more bearable. But we are here within 2023 and it's by the grace of God, we're here, we made it, we are healthy, we are grinding, we are here to be happy and improve ourselves and our lives and just live life, man. And even if your year hasn't been the best, I mean, trust me when I say it's gonna get better. At some point we've all been there, some of us are still there, but we are just pushing. But I hope everyone gets into the right spirit because I know there is no way but up from here. With that being said, we need to talk about 2022, child, because ooh, it was 2022. Before we get into this video, welcome to my channel. My name is Tebogo, and please click on that subscribe button to support this cute little human right here and become part of the family. So basically, I wasn't really sure of this video because I'm just like, this is kind of like a touchy subject for me, and like, how much am I willing to share about my life? But I realized how important it is to just look back and reflect on how far you've come as a person. It doesn't matter if it's like with a great deal of outcome or just a little bit, but just appreciate that you have moved forward to a certain extent. And I feel like what validated me doing this video was seeing a tweet a few weeks ago that was like, I'll put it somewhere here, it said something along the lines of, what are your 3 biggest wins in 2022? And I was just like, you know what, 2022 was a lot for me, but there has been a lot of growth that came out of it, and it was very important for me to acknowledge that I came this far and I did put in the work. And it might not be at a greater scale that I had envisioned for myself, but I still came so far, and I need to appreciate that and I need to celebrate that for myself. So basically I just wanted to do 2022 recap for myself because I feel like 2022 has been a lot, and getting into 2023, moving forward, I need to look back at how far I've come, because sometimes you get lost in the sauce, you get lost in life trying to get things done. You forget to look back and pat yourself in the back and be like, you know what, bitch, I did that. I've come such a long way, and you need to celebrate those little moments and achievements. And sometimes we get stuck into the chaos that we see ahead of us. We forget to do that. So basically I just wanted to do a quick recap because for me 2022 felt like a transitionary year. It was a lot because I felt like it was a year where I needed to let go of a lot of things. I needed to learn to choose my battles. I needed to know what to take on. I needed to learn to be patient and forgiving with myself. I needed to acknowledge that I was struggling, and I needed to not beat myself up for it. I also needed to learn the language of my struggles in order for me to be able to deal with them in a healthier manner. So it just felt like, it was a year of me putting in the work and preparing me for the greater me that I want to become in the greater year that's ahead of me. And it has been a lot. It was a lot of ups and downs. 2020 was a year where I had the highest highs and the lowest lows. So it was very extreme, and thank God I'm still here. And I'm here to kind of share my story and my testimony as well, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, and it's so hard sometimes to admit when you're struggling, especially when you see your peers and everybody doing so much better and you're just like, oh, what is wrong with me? But yeah, 2022 was a very good learning time for me, learning about myself, learning about what I want to be, my space, who I want to let in my space, letting go of the things I don't want in my space anymore. So let's talk about it. So firstly, when I talk about 2022 being my transitionary year, it was like, just think of like just being at orientation at school. It's like you are learning about what is going to come ahead. You know, you have to be familiar with the environment, to be familiar with the surroundings you're going to be in, being familiar with the life you're going to live in the next coming years. And for me, that was a bit scary because it meant that I had to change a lot of things about myself. Not change per se, but you know, grow. And growth is very uncomfortable. It meant that I had to change my perspective on a lot of things, change my perspective of my life, how I view things in life. And basically it just felt like my life was taking like a completely 360 turnaround, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. One of the things that I actually found scary was the fact that I'm 26, turning 27 this year, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm literally officially moving to the late 20s like age range, and just the social pressures that come with it, the personal pressures that, you know, I've put on myself thus far, like they got worse, like worse, you know. And just being careful of not putting that much pressure on myself, not allowing society to put that much pressure on myself, realizing that it's my own pace, my own race, and my life might not look like the next person's life. My path, my destiny is not as the next person's, and just realizing that whatever path I'm in right now, I need to walk it with my eyes straight ahead and not looking around me, because the longest time that was like a distraction for me. I always like compared myself, and that kind of like messed a lot with my mental health, because I'm just like, why aren't things working out the way Spanban is like working out? How can I be in the same thingy as this person, but they seem to like be what do you call this, they seem to be going further. And with that, I kind of lost focus of where I want to go in my life. So that was like the biggest thing that, you know, I had to let go of and I needed to work on. Another thing that I've actually realized is that I've allowed myself to express myself again. I've allowed myself to learn how to communicate my boundaries. I've allowed myself to express how I feel, to give myself time to understand how I feel before I even like express it to other people if necessary. And I've allowed myself to creatively express myself, and that is one of the best ways I knew how to. So I got back into being creative. I got back, you know, I started my YouTube channel. I was not consistent, but I had to put my nerves and my anxiety aside and like switch on the damn camera and make videos. Even right now, I'm just like, I might just shit my pants right now, but this is sort of like therapy for me. And I realized that as much as it is scary, it is still something that's good for me, because it's hard for me to communicate, but it's so easy for me to just translate my emotions into something creatively. So YouTube is one of them. Video creating is, and storytelling is the main, I can say like my main platform. So I got back into creative makeup, drawing, like all the things that make me happy and help me express myself. And it also translates into how I present myself as well, how I wear, how I dress, how I wear my makeup, how I wear my hair. And just being in that space has been so emotionally freeing. Even when I walk around in the streets, I see how people look at me and I'm just so confident and so happy and not even bothered, because I'm just like, this is who I am, this is how I feel. And I've worked so hard to be the person that I am right now. And I don't know, man, it's just like so much of a confidence booster, and I'm just like, we did that, honey, we did that. Ooh. And the next thing that is very important is my femininity. I think for the longest time I struggled with my femininity and my feminine features, and I have been doing so much work to just love the body that I exist in, love my femininity, my sensuality, and just how I carry myself and how the world perceives me, and just realizing that how people see me is not the way that I see myself, and how I see myself is valid, and that's the most important thing. And that's one of the things that I really had to learn, and it gave me so much confidence, because it doesn't matter what someone says about me. Literally, it's not gonna shake me, because I'm just like, bro, that's just your perspective. It doesn't mean that's who I am. And I think it's so important to work on that, because I was so uncomfortable in my own skin for the longest time. I hated the body that I existed in. I hated parts of me that I'm now able to embrace. I hated my boobs, and now I'm just like, you know, and it's just like things that little struggles that people tend to overlook, or people tend to invalidate, because we're so focused on like trying to achieve monetary things and like tangible things, that we forget that personal growth is the most important. Because if you don't work on yourself, how are you going to handle everything else that comes? So yeah, I learned to love myself, love my body, love every single curve and corner of me, and it's just like, it's so beautiful. Like, there are days where I just look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, damn, babe, damn. And for the longest time that was not the case. I didn't even want to see myself. I didn't want to even see a reflection of myself, and I'm just like, wow, how did I even get here? And just being comfortable with who I am, be like melanin popping, muscular, tall built, curvaceous, just appreciating every part of my being physically, and just like loving on myself. And also that played a big role in my gender identity and how I want to carry myself, and also what that meant for my sexuality as well. And those are things that I actually went through in 2022, and like, these are things that I've been pushing aside for so long, because I was in denial. Denial is the river in Egypt. It was a lot of things that I pushed aside because I didn't want to face them. I wasn't ready to face them. I wasn't ready to deal with them, because it meant being real with myself. And I don't think I was ready to face that yet. So when it comes to sort of like emotional and mental, when I would say I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. It was a good year for my mental and emotional growth, and physically just going to the gym now and then, loving on myself. Not as much as I want to, but we'll get there, baby steps. But I feel like my emotional and spiritual and physical, literally my biggest win. Another win is transitioning career wise. I literally transitioned into a different career path that I never in my lifetime imagine myself being in. And when I did that, for me it was sort of like taking a mental break, because the industry I was in before is very competitive, very high paced, definitely not mental health friendly. So it was just a lot going on, and I just couldn't deal. I was having mental breakdowns literally every second day, and it was just a lot for me. So I needed to like step back and relax. And I feel like the time was like super perfect. It was like, I feel like it was God just like placing puzzles and just being like, this is where I want you right now. This is time for you to take care of yourself. Because everything just like, and I don't even know how, like even today I can't explain it for you, because I'm just like, it's God's work. It was like, it was a moment where he was like, my love, you need to come down, come back to me, hear my voice, listen to me. This is what I want for you. And luckily my stubborn ass wasn't as stubborn, because I feel like I'm gonna sound crazy saying it, but it's like I heard him saying, calm down. And the moment that I did, I felt like my spirit was calm. I started trusting him more. I became less anxious, And even though like the career path I'm on right now is just a temporary, well, for me, you know, me and him, we need to talk about it because I'm like, damn, this is really what you want me. But it was literally not an easy transition because I had a lot of learning to do. But I think it did a great deal for my mental health. My God, it was so fulfilling. I found myself being able to find pockets of peace and genuine happiness, and that's something I've never felt in a long time. So, transition in, you know, that aspect, literally, I give it a solid 9. That is also my biggest win because I'm just like, have I not listened to the voice of God, I would probably not be here making this video right now. And yeah, another thing that I actually wanted to touch on was vision boards. Oh, my vision board in the beginning of 2022 was things that I envisioned for myself, but I had no idea that those things are gonna happen. And it was so scary because I'm just like, even though these are things that I wanted, was I really ready for them? I don't know. Once they happened, I was like, oh my God. Of course, it came with a lot of crying and a lot of hard times and a lot of hard work. But I found myself doing vision board, and a lot of things that are on my vision board, especially mentally and physically, are either fulfilled or in the process of like being done, or like at a starting point. So I can confidently say that I achieved like 98% of the things that I wanted on my vision board, and I'm super happy about it. You know, there were a lot of like sleepless nights, a lot of tears, and we are here. And it might not have been a lot of tangible stuff in a great deal, but in other aspects of my life that I put on that vision board, chef's kiss. I haven't really created my vision board for 2023, but I feel like a lot of things are just gonna be things that I'm working on, and I'm just transferring and just adding on that, and I'm just like super excited for 2023. It's gonna be such an amazing year, and I realized that with me saying that, the things I want to achieve are gonna take more tears, more mental breakdowns, but obviously growth. So it makes me super excited for 2023 because I'm like, if I can put something in mind and envision it for myself and work on it and pray for it, nothing can stop me. You know, if it's mine, it's gonna be mine. It's gonna be meant for me. It's gonna find me eventually. And that's something that I really needed to learn. And also I needed to learn that timing is perfect. God's timing is really perfect. And sometimes it's not him saying no, it's just him saying not yet. And I need to be understanding of that. Just kind of put the brakes on me trying to drive my own life and let him, you know, put me where he wants me to be. And yeah, speaking of my spiritual growth, I think it's something that I want to still grow on. Yeah. Oh, another thing, and I think I spoke about it a little bit earlier, was mental health. I think for me, I've struggled with mental health basically all my life, but because I didn't have the language for it, I didn't have an understanding of it, it was so hard for me to deal with it because I didn't know what it was. And I feel like 2022 was me learning how to speak about it, accepting that I'm struggling. And you know, it's sort of like, you know, when you are learning theory, you know, I feel like 2022 was me like learning theory, just learning the language, learning the words, preparing myself. And like 2022 is about me actually putting the things that I've learned into action, if I can sum it up. Because one thing that I also worked on was my mental health in regards to my family and friends. I'm one person who's so easily detached. If I'm going through something, I can just plug out and be in my own world for the longest time. And that has been so hard for my friendships and relationships and family. And I realized that I played a part in straining most of my friendships that didn't work. So one of the things that I've been actively trying to do is work on my friendships, you know, reaching out as often as I can, and also just communicating what I'm going through with the people who really care about me instead of just ghosting. Because listen, I was the queen of ghost. I was Casper himself, honey. And you know, I think for me that was the biggest thing, because it's one thing to learn about your mental health and accepting that, you know, you struggle, but it's another thing having to tell other people about it. It makes it more real, you know, and sometimes you never really know how they're gonna react or how they will be able to take that. And just the people in my life, God bless them. I am so blessed. I have people who are very patient with me, even though I'm not patient with myself. People who are so understanding, and people who are willing to help me at any call that I make. And it was very important for me to actively try and nurture those connections and friendships, and also like with making new ones. Oh, it was a lot, putting myself out there, making more connections, new connections, and like genuine people. And that's also another thing that I was doing, literally going out and meeting new people. If you told the 2021 me, the 2019 me, they would look at you and be like, bitch, quit lying. Because I was, guys, socially awkward. I still am, but I'm more open to like doing it rather than just being like, oh my gosh, I can never, and just like being in my own little space. So just like the growth, like sometimes I'd go to an event or go somewhere and I genuinely have so much fun, and I come back home and I'm just like, oh my gosh, have I been missing out this whole time? You know, you are able to find spaces where you are able to be yourself and connect and just meet people. And that's also one thing that I did a lot in 2022. I literally had a life. I had a life, and it was a good one, and it's something that I want to continue moving forward, and just, you know, meeting people, having adventures, which you will see on the vlog if you subscribe, because I plan on like posting so much adventures and experiences and just sharing them with you guys. Basically, that's just like the highlight of my 2022. As much as it was one of my greatest years, it was also one of my toughest years. I've learned a lot of hard lessons. I've had a lot of good connections. As much as there's a lot of monetary and tangible things that I've achieved for myself, I think that was the most important achievement for me, to be able to be like, mentally and physically and spiritually, I've grown, and I've seen the changes, and I've seen the growth, and I'm literally loving the person that I'm becoming. And I'm super confident, and I'm super happy, and I worked on myself, and I'm still going to continue to work on myself, because it's a journey. And I think more than anything, I finally have clarity on the path that God wants me to walk on, and I'm super excited to just start this journey in 2023. And I'm ready to walk on this path, whatever the challenges. I'm ready. I'm so ready. And just realizing that everything was just transitionary, and transitioning can be a very lonely place, because you're neither here or there. Nobody understands what you're going through, but it doesn't feel lonely when you are with God. And whatever transition that you are going through right now, you're gonna get through it, and it's gonna be worth it. I promise you. So yeah, 2023, it's gonna be good, and I know it's not gonna be easy, but I am ready to face it, because I know I'm not walking this path alone. And whatever we prayed for, whatever we cried for, whatever we manifested is gonna happen this year, you know. So yeah, it's so exciting, and I don't know, for some reason I just have a good feeling about this year. And I feel like you should be excited too, because I even said it in the beginning, we are going up, my dear, going up. Yeah, just to wrap up on the 2022 recap, just talking about December, how the year ended on a cherry on top of the cake. it was very, very good. I got to end the year with the quiz. Obviously, that's always a 10 out of 10. I went to SSASX Queer Day, which was a 2-day event. We spent the New Year's Eve there, crossover there, New Year's there. It was so lit. Everywhere with the gays is lit. You know, it's a fact. Fight me. Let's see. But yeah, just to end the year on a very, very high note. That was very exciting, very good experience. And just, I want to do a lot more of that this year. Just pushing the gay agenda, you know, spending time with the gays, meeting new people, meeting more queers, because queers are doing amazing things out there. And here on this channel, they're gonna be on the forefront because this is a queer stan channel. Okay, so yeah, just ending the year with those beautiful people, just being around people who literally see you for who you are and they don't judge you, and they just like all there for the same reason, and that's just to be in a safe space where they're just like fully accepted. You can come however you are. Oh, that was 100%, 10 out of 10, 100 over 10. Definitely would recommend if you're queer. Check that. Maybe I'll do a video on like queer spaces you can try out in Pretoria and Joburg, because that's like mostly where I go. But let me know in the comment section if you want me to make that video. And yeah, 2023, we're working hard. You doing that vision board, you praying, you manifesting. Okay, next year when you do a 2023 recap, I'm gonna feature all of you. I'm gonna see if you listen to me. That's how I'm gonna know. Okay, so we're getting into 2023 now with new energy, new vibes. And remember guys, every day is a new day to start over, so never lose hope. I always remember to tell myself that if I wasn't able to achieve it yesterday, tomorrow is a new day. As long as I'm breathing, I still have a chance to make it, you know. So be patient with yourself, love on yourself, take care of yourself, regardless of how hard you need to work or how hard of a situation you're in. Seek for help, find a community. Let's get 2023 bread together. And yeah, I'm just super excited. I'm gonna do my own new vision board for this year. Maybe I'll make a video on that as well as to how I make it, because the last time the one I made for 2022 was on my phone screen, but I felt like it was exposed. Everyone who was touching my phone was able to see my goals. So now I'm gonna try to make one that I'm gonna put on my MacBook, so only I can see it. But yeah, we are doing this. And yeah, 2023, I have very high hopes for it. And even when I have my lows, I need to remember that I'm still going up. Yeah, so okay, I don't know how to end this video now, because I'm just like, I was basically talking to myself for myself, but also talking to you guys. But yeah, this is it. This is the video. I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, just let me know down in the comment section. And also don't forget to subscribe, because I mean, I've said it once, I'm not gonna say it again. Okay, like and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Love you.